Welcome back. It's week 12. This is a rough week for a lot of fantasy owners. We got a lot of bye weeks this week. I think it's the one, like, there's two really bad weeks throughout the year nowadays where they do bye weeks, and this is the last one. So I feel like we're gonna have some fun questions today. And we already got some in the queue, and luckily they didn't disappear for me this time, weirdly enough.
Look at this.
So
it's all coming together.
Yep. StreamYard must be fixing some stuff. So Cody Lampert asks, morning guys, with so many buys, I'm having to start Jennings and Debo. That's a lot better problem than I have. I drop Kraft and pick up QJ. I have Andrews and Hawkinson as well.
Yep.
Yeah, probably. I'm not starting QJ over either of those two options though today, even with the backup quarterback. But I mean, I don't know. The 49ers have to win. So
they do, but they're not going to.
Who they play today?
Green Bay. Green Bay.
Well, I mean, Green Bay didn't really look that sharp last week.
No, they didn't.
They're that team that I feel like that old Steelers team that always like plays down to their team or plays up to them. You know what I mean? They're one of those guys that always have a fun, interesting game to watch. Probably makes it exciting as a fan, but
who would you have over of the two Niners? Would you have Debo or Jennings?
Jennings.
Yeah, I think he gets hurt the most here.
Yeah. You think he gets hurt? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but I think Debo gets a couple of carries and a bunch of shit around the line of scrimmage that he can, with his ability, can maybe take, 8 to 30 yards or whatever. So as much as I love Johan Jennings and I was all over him last week and I have a billion shares that I'm forced to start this week, I think I'd like to roll with Debo here and QJ against Baltimore, who is horrific against the pass.
We said that, but I think last week they held everybody in check, didn't they?
They did. Last week? Pittsburgh. Russell Wilson wasn't exactly stellar in that one. That's a valid point, but I think that's a blip on the radar for the Ravens. The way the Chargers are playing and Justin Herbert is playing throwing the football, I think I have one league where I have Lad McConkey and QJ. I'm starting both. It's also
it's kind of weird that QJ is not as bad as maybe I never really hated him because the beginning of his career is not, it sounds terrible, but it's kind of similar to he's not like a super proficient route runner or anything like that, but dude, when he gets the ball in his hands, he's electric after it. And that's the problem is his catching. But it's there's been a lot of people early in their careers that have always had problems catching the balls and have formed themselves very nice careers. I mean, the top tier of those guys would be like CeeDee Lamb had drop problems early in his career. Devontae Adams had a lot of drop problems early in his career. I'm not saying QJ is going to be either of those guys, but maybe sometimes it's just like an adjustment to the quarterback you're with and things like that. Because QJ is really good with the ball in his hands, and he's kind of making some jump ball catches and things like that as well. So I wasn't on him, but I wasn't like you and Rick were pooping on him all the time.
I hated him. I'm wrong a lot. I'm cool with that. The fun part about Quentin Johnston is he has 0 drops this year, which is pretty good awesome. Turnaround. But I think you have a situation where you have a coach in Harbaugh who got shredded by QJ and TCU in the college playoffs, and he probably just went to him and said, "Dude, you're awesome. Just get the ball in your hands and go." And you instill some confidence in these guys, and off you go. So he's playing well.
Yeah, I imagine that player holds it over. I would. I'd be like, hey, remember what happened? I mean, I should be getting the ball right. So I also think Harbaugh's a great coach. I've always thought that even at Michigan as an Ohio State fan, as you could say, and I guess saying that I could be banned, kicked from the community, I suppose. But that dude has had success at every level, at every place he goes. So, yeah. So
I'm dropping Kraft for QJ regardless if I start him this week or not, though, with those other two tight ends.
Yeah, because you're never going to start Kraft, or you're never going to start.
I don't think so. Even with Hawkinson's limited snaps coming back, you're still going to start Andrews and Hawkinson above him, I believe, unless it's a cake matchup. So
absolutely. And people will say, well, they're the Chargers are average this year, but it's they were kind of the way their roster was looking preseason. We thought they were going to have a top 5 draft pick, and right now it looks like they could be a playoff team. So
what are they, 7-3? They're good.
No, I think they're I thought they've lost more than 3, I think.
Oh, look.
They should have lost last week to the Bengals. I mean, the kicker definitely lost in their game, but
they're 7-3.
Oh, they are. Yeah, 7-3. So they're going to be probably a playoff team. I mean,
Well, hard not to at this point, but yeah, who knows? There's still a lot of football left.
Yeah. They'll probably won't do well in the playoffs just because you're gonna have to eventually start scoring points, and that's one thing they don't do the best at normally. But we'll see. Still a lot of football, like you said. In a full PPR, let's get QJ back in here. QJ or Jamison Williams, also in the same league. J.K. Dobbins or Aaron Jones. So would you stack the Charger players, or where are you going here? I'm definitely Aaron Jones over J.K. Dobbins now, by the way.
I'm not.
The problem is, man, Gus Edwards is a lot more involved than I thought he'd be coming back from his injury.
He is.
I think he started last week.
Aaron Jones has been straight up bad for Minnesota about the last 4 weeks. He's averaging about 3 yards per carry. Cam Akers is taking more and more snaps and taking more and more shares of that running game than he has previous, way more than Ty Chandler did earlier in the season. I have Quentin Johnston 2 spots ahead of Jamison Williams this week. He's too erratic for me in terms of targets. Plus, the Lions could get up 40 in no time and just run the ball the whole game. And I don't think they need Williams to get there. When I look at my running back rankings, I have Dobbins at 15 and Aaron Jones at 20. So there's a nice revenge aspect for JK and Gus and the offensive coordinator and a battle of the brothers in this one. So Aaron Jones has been battling a bit of a rib injury. He's been battling a little bit of stuff for about the last month, and he hasn't been great. And the Bears are legit. So I would go Dobbins over Jones.
Fair enough. I'll stick with Jones just because he also has got a little bit more PPR upside. I'm worried about Gus Edwards being too involved, especially in the red zone. He is a bigger back. And then I'll go with QJ as well here. Jameis, they both have like the big playability now. It seems 100%. Like both these guys are scoring on like 1 or 2 plays and getting a similar amount of targets. It seems like Quentin Johnston's doing it more often.
Yes, sir.
Even though I do think he kind of the third target. Will Dissly is kind of having a solid year this year, really coming on along the past recent weeks.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that looked good early in his career in Seattle, but was always getting hurt. And now that he's stayed a little healthy, he's legit. He's got good hands.
Caleb Williams or Anthony Richardson, and then Christian Watson after his big day, or Michael Pittman Jr., who has been a huge disappointment this season. I'm
stacking the Colts. I'm taking Anthony Richardson because I think his legs will do more than Caleb will against Minnesota. Minnesota's a decent pass defense, and I don't think Caleb's going to generate as much as you'd like him to. I think I have A-Rich around 5 this week, so I really like him. And when I look at target shares, Pittman's been about a 20 to 25% target share guy when Anthony Richardson plays. Anthony Richardson is far from an elite passing talent, but he is looking at Michael Pittman first and foremost in that offense. Christian Watson, I firmly believe last week was a blip on his radar. I don't really like him that much. I never really have. I don't think he's that great. And when I look at the Green Bay offense, there's just too many weapons there and too many different ways for Jordan Love to go to work against San Francisco today. So I'm on Pittman and Richardson here.
Yeah, Richardson had as many catches last week as he did the 3 weeks prior to that combined with Joe Flacco at quarterback. So I'm going to go with Pittman and Richardson as well. I think Richardson's not a very good real NFL quarterback, but this is fantasy football, and he is
totally agree.
Football quarterback. His rushing upside's great. It's terrible for Jonathan Taylor getting vultured touchdowns in the red zone, but good for Anthony Richardson owners. Christian Watson had 3-4 catches or whatever, like he normally does. He just happened to break a couple of them off for huge plays.
The one big one was pretty fluky too. So yeah, but whatever.
So, and he's got that ability too. I just don't like receivers like that consistently. Those are guys I'm like, okay, cool. I got to plug him in my bye week. Maybe I'll get lucky. And it's one of those weeks where Pittman, hopefully they start getting him back to like his involvement that he was in last year, because that's when their offense was actually looking. I mean, the Colts offense last year was actually pretty good. With Gardner Minshew, so they got to get Pittman more involved, and maybe this little break that they gave Richardson kind of helped him clear his head. So. And hey, you got to start making better decisions, and sometimes a wake up call is what some of these guys need.
Yep.
Johnny, what's up?
Bear down.
Bear down. Go Pats. Sorry.
Don't bear down. Don't bear down today.
Pick one wide receiver, one flex. Collins, D-Hop, JSN, Evans, Pollard, Tracy, McConkey.
And McConkey.
Wow, well, your bye weeks really suck.
I'll take Collins as my wide receiver.
Yes. Collins is my wide receiver. Wow, flex gets difficult here. I think this is crazy, but not crazy, but man, to me it's between two guys. Is it between two guys for you as well here?
Yeah.
Who's your two? Because mine's JSN and Tracy.
Mine's JSN and Mike Evans.
Okay. I can't blame you on Mike Evans. I want to see what that looks like him coming back. But Tracy, man, he just gets so many touches. And he breaks one every single week. Tracy's
a good pull. I don't dislike that one. Mike Evans has had 1,000 yards receiving every year in his career, and he's
not going to get it this year.
Oh, I think he might. He's not that far off, and I think you look at what he's done in that offense. It's a pretty good matchup today. Yeah, I like Mike Evans a lot. So I just traded for him down the stretch because I think he's going to go crazy.
I think he's really good for
the rest of the season. Sorry.
Man, JSN is just getting so many. He's kind of like now the main target for Geno.
Yeah, I like JSN a lot. I think Arizona's defense is quietly a lot better than a lot of us thought it was. They're not bad. So
yeah, which is fine because I feel like still offenses will have to worry about DK Metcalf over the top, which gives JSN so much more room.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to go JSN. I mean, he's now 2 or 3 weeks in a row of being a very good producer.
He's been good.
Yeah, if you really want a fuller play here, you could. I mean, I feel like JSN and Evans are also pretty safe floors, but Tracy looks like he'll probably get 20 touches today. So you could easily go that route as well if you want like a super, super safe floor. But these are a lot of good. This is hard, man. This is hard to pick the right three guys. In a good way.
I just changed my mind. I'm on JSN with you.
Yeah, I like to ride the hot hand on that. And I love JSN coming out of college. I thought he was a super good route runner, already one of the best in the NFL, and I think we're seeing it now. And he doesn't drop balls. So
and I think we've seen that Shane Waldron isn't the best play caller in the world, right? And he kind of didn't set him up for success last year, and that's why he's watching the game on the couch this week. So
this is not me. This is a different Bryce. Good morning.
You could just ask me if you want. So
yeah, I don't have any Kittle or Goddard shares in like all 12 of my leagues, which is wild. Kittle or Goddard?
I'm on Kittle. I really like them both. I think I have them both in top 4 or 5 this week. Let me look here real quick.
Yeah, I mean Devonta Smith isn't active today, which is usually when Goddard really does well when one of those wide receivers are gone. I will say.
Yeah, I have Kittle at 4 and Goddard at 7, so I like them both a lot. My only concern with Kittle is he might have to block more than ever today because
that's what
I don't know what Braylon Allen's going to do. I think they're going to try to force feed Christian McCaffrey as much as he can possibly handle, and maybe even a little bit of Mason and Garendo as well.
Yep.
So that's my only concern for Kittle. But a tight end is usually an inexperienced quarterback's best friend as well. So no Devonta Smith for Philadelphia really helps Dallas Goedert a lot.
A lot. That's why I think I'm going to go Goddard here.
I think I'm talking myself into that as well.
Yeah, I mean this could be a 35 plus touch day for all the running backs combined, and that includes Debo in the backfield as well. They could definitely run it more than they throw it,
and they're going to want to probably keep Green Bay off the field as much as possible too, right?
Yep. I'll go Goddard here. It's hard to go against the number 1 tight end in fantasy this year, but I'm going to for this week.
I'm joining you. I don't like it, but
and he gives us a second part: flex J.K. Dobbins or the other tight end. I'm playing Rachaad White and Javonte at running backs.
I'm starting Dobbins over Javonte. I'm starting Dobbins over White and Javonte.
I'm starting Dobbins over Javonte. I don't know if I'm going to start him over White. White is just like he's so good. He's got a super safe floor as a back out of the back. He's like 5 catches for 25 yards every week now. It seems like he's on a hot streak. He's on a hot streak of double-digit points as well.
That's all he is. That's all he is, but that's also valid. Fantasy point. Who cares where you get your fantasy points from as long as you get them, right? So
these are not elite options whatsoever at running back, right? So
I have Dobbins higher than all of them, I think.
So are you starting all 3 running backs over the other tight end? Because I don't think I am. I think I'm sitting Javonte Williams here.
100%. I'm starting Kittle over Williams. Yeah.
Yep. I agree. All right. What's up, guys? What's up, Rob Kane here every week.
Hey, Rob.
Dowdle or Ridley? We were wrong on Ridley last week. I mean, he had a pretty crappy week after.
He did okay, but he wasn't as good as he has been. I'm still on Ridley over Dowdle. I think it's Nate Martin is the offensive lineman for Dallas that's out this week. They're a flipping mess.
Zach Martin is their best. Yeah, that dude's out. Oh, that's not good.
And they're a mess. I think Dowdle's their main guy, but that doesn't really mean a whole lot to me. Ridley gets one catch for 30 yards. Dowdle might have trouble catching up to him today. So I'm on Ridley here.
Yeah, I don't want any Cowboy that's not CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
Need a QB. Bo Nix, Richardson, Geno Smith, Justin Herbert, or Stroud. This is Bo Nix for me.
It's Richardson for me, the way I have it ranked. I'm Richardson, Nix, Geno. No, I'm not. I'm Richardson, Herbert, Nix, Geno, Stroud.
Fair enough. Bo Nix is tearing it up. He looks arguably
is he the offensive rookie of the year now?
Right now, to me, if it were to end right now, it would be him personally. The way he's kind of ended this season in comparison to the way it's like him and Jaden Daniels have flipped, right? He started off slow and is now like catching fire and like should have beat the Chiefs. Like that would be a huge that game should be a Bo Nix win with the Chiefs. Sean Payton's turned that whole organization around. It's absolutely, that was surprising to me of how well the Broncos are this year. I think they're a legitimate playoff. Like they're going to be a problem if they do make it into the playoffs. That's just a good team.
I thought they were one of the worst teams in football starting the season.
Yeah, I think that division now might be the best division of football.
Still the Vikings, Lions, Packers, Bears.
Yeah, probably pretty close. I thought the AFC North
this season at least.
The AFC North is also up there. I know the Bengals record doesn't show it, but geez, I mean their offense is probably the best in football right now.
And when the Niners were rolling, I liked the Seattle, San Francisco, Arizona Rams division, but they seem to be a little bit off this year. But I think this year it's the NFC North, but I don't think you're wrong for most years.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with Offensive Rookie of the Year because I think Jaden Daniels is going to light up the Cowboys today as well.
I think it's pretty even right now. So it's between Nix and Daniels for sure.
There's nobody else.
Unless they like
Neighbors had a chance early, but he's cooled off greatly.
Whoever out of those two, like just start lighting it up, is going to win Rookie of the Year. Caleb and like Drake May would have to completely go nuclear to even get in that race at this point.
Yeah, they're not there. Drake May didn't have a chance with not starting.
Yeah, he didn't have a chance either with the talent around him either. Vikings or Lions defense? I don't even know who these teams play. Do they play each other? No, they don't play each other.
Vikes play the Bears. Lions play the Colts. I have the Vikings as my 7th ranked defense. I'm also a homer. So
yeah, I'll go Vikings. There's a lot more chance for sacks in that game.
Yeah.
Reed or Ridley this week? Full PPR.
I think I'm probably Reed here. I'll take a quick look. What are you?
I'm Jaden Reed here. I think he's due for a big week, and I feel like today is the day.
They're back to back in my rankings. Ridley is actually one spot higher, but I'm going to go against my rankings and probably update them and take Jaden Reed here. I think he's got a little bit more.
He started off super hot last week and didn't do crap after that. So
yeah, I think Houston's defense is quietly good too, and Tennessee's in tough today.
With Allen on bye and Purdy out, should I go Geno, May, or Richardson? This is Richardson.
Richardson for me.
Yeah, Richardson, May, then Geno.
Correct.
My choice. Just because it's all based on rushing upside here.
Yep.
Even though May probably has the most chance for more rushing yards, Richardson has the better chance for rushing touchdowns.
He likes to score, hey? Like
he does.
He's not handing off to Jonathan Taylor in the red zone the goal line.
He's Cam Newton and playing like Cam Newton in the red zone. Like he's not like
exactly.
He's getting in there where May's more got a little finesse to him. He's a big guy too, but
that's a good comparison because he throws the ball like Cam Newton does too, like shit.
Yeah, especially late in his career. But Cam Newton wasn't bad early in his career, throwing the ball way better than Richardson. Richardson's a terrible passer.
He'll get there.
I don't know.
He'll be an average NFL passer and an elite NFL runner, and he'll have a long career. But he won't be anything that he won't be getting a gold jacket anytime soon.
I think he's best suited as a backup. I'll be honest, in my opinion, or one of those transitional QBs. or a team gets somebody and uses.
I think he's too good for that, but who knows? He's been both. He's been all three so far this year or this season.
Start 2: Stevenson, Swift, Hubbard, Dowdle. We can take Dowdle out of here. So,
Swift is in tough too because he's battling a groin injury against Minnesota. Hubbard's in tough because Jonathan Brooks is making his debut and they played the Chiefs. So it's Ramondre by a friggin' mile over the other three, and it's probably going to be Swift as my second, just because I think if he stays healthy, he'll be okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I just have a problem benching. I feel like every time we think that Chuba Hubbard's going to have a bad game, he doesn't.
Kansas City?
I don't know. I just don't know. Like, what are they going to – they're going to have to throw the ball, I know, a lot today, and they're going to have to try and establish a run game. So maybe he can break 1 or 2 for a decent, 4 or 5 points. I'm just going to go with – I can't bench Hubbard. He's been too good this entire year. He's a top 10 running back. And I'll go Stevenson as well. 2 dudes I think get the most touches, by the way. That's really kind of where I'm leaning for that. Swift didn't have a great matchup today either, does he, though?
No, he's got Minnesota and he's hurt. Hey, real quick, do you, as a contender who has Bijan Robinson on bye, do you trade a 25 and a 26 third for Kareem Hunt, who probably has 2 weeks left of productivity?
Yeah, what are you going to do with a third? Sometimes third-round picks don't even make your roster. Third-round picks to me are worth nothing.
Thanks, dude.
I don't even – I'll trade third-round picks for a win or 2 in a season every single year. I rarely go into drafts with any picks past the first 2 rounds. Very rarely.
If I'm a contender, I usually have no picks.
Yeah.
Awesome. I just upgraded from Roschon Johnson to Kareem Hunt. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll definitely take that. Herbert or Mahomes?
Herbert.
Both underperforming this year.
I do like Patrick Mahomes against Carolina, though. Everybody except for Daniel Jones has lit it up against the Panthers this year at quarterback. So,
and now we see where Daniel Jones is at. It's future Dallas Cowboy.
Yeah, Cowboy. I saw a report today that was San Francisco, Minnesota, and a couple other teams will be interested in him.
I think the Rams could be a good spot for him.
That was another one. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind that. That definitely seems like a spot where he could be rejuvenated, like where he just sits for a year or 2. Probably this year and next year. Flex 1, Doubs, Thielen, or Coker?
I think it's Dobbs. I don't really trust much Carolina today against Kansas City. That defense is freaking good. They might just send the house and Bryce Young might just be, wilting under the pressure all day long. So
yeah.
And I think they want to run the ball with Chuba and they want to get a look at Brooks here. So I don't know. I don't like anything Carolina today. It just seems
I don't either. But
gross.
If I had to pick who gets the most targets out of these 3 players, I think it'd be Thielen.
Yep, most likely.
And that's where I'll go. PPR tight end. Kraft or Jatavion Sanders. Kraft has been disappointing as of late. Doesn't surprise me that you're going to see that with the Packers. There's just so many mouths to feed.
Yeah, and Jatavion's been pretty good. And I just finished saying I don't really want anything Carolina, and I still don't think I do, but this one's closer for me than it probably should be. Take a quick look here.
We do have a super chat after this one.
I have Kraft at 14, so I'm going to stick with Kraft. I got your spot on the next one.
Okay, it's not too far down. Johnny,
thanks,
22 brother. Bear down. Thank you, sir. Pick 1 wide receiver, 1 running back, 1 tight end, 1 flex. We got D-Hop, Downs, Moore, Metcalf, McConkey, Jacobs, Tracy, Brian Robinson, Irving, Kittle, or Bowers. Thanks to many teams on bye.
Dude, you look way better with 6 teams on bye than my teams do.
I'm hoping I get Amir Abdullah on the waivers right now.
Right?
Okay, 1 wide receiver.
Tight end's easy?
Tight end's easy, Bowers, for sure.
Correct. Running back, kind of easy? Your boy? It's 1 and 2 for the running backs.
Man, obviously. I like all 3 of these running backs, honestly. I like every single one of them. Jacobs has not been – has he been on a tear, or is that just me? I'm pretty sure Josh Jacobs is on an absolute – He's got like 5 games. He's got like 4 games in a row of like 80+ yards of like total yards. Like I got to go Josh Jacobs here.
I'm with you.
But I think I'm probably going to flex one of those guys as well. And
I
then we
have
got
Jacobs ranked the highest.
Yeah, Jacobs for me. And then we got to go wide receiver here.
D-Hop Downs, DJ Moore, DK Metcalf, Ladd McConkey.
It's DJ Moore for me.
I think it's DK Metcalf for me.
I knew DJ Moore was going to be way more involved, and he was. I know it wasn't like some sort of spectacular week, but it was a good week.
And you can throw on Minnesota, so I don't hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have DK ranked the highest. I think he's in my top 10 this week. I have him at 8.
Yeah.
So
and then
I
our
like him.
flex. Man, the flex for me is between the two running backs.
Yeah, it's
oh my gosh. I'm gonna go Tyrone Tracy.
I will go Brian Robinson Jr.
Yeah, I can't blame you. He's got way more touchdown upside for sure.
Johnny, did we help you there at all? So what are we doing? Our tight ends were in lockstep.
Wait, who'd you go for wide receiver?
I went DK Metcalf.
Oh, so we were more Metcalf difference there, and then
we got to give him
flex.
We got to give him like $3 back because we didn't really help him.
The flex was maybe he was leaning some way, and he can go with whichever one you go on. Tell us who you're picking there out of Moore, Metcalf, and Tracy and Brian Robinson for your flex.
Let us know how you're leaning. Yeah,
because he can always go one of each, right? Okay. Do you remember the spot?
No,
I think I do. Right here.
That's
wait,
exactly
we didn't. Did we answer this one?
Yeah, we kind of did.
Kraft.
I'm on Kraft. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Stafford or May? Man, last week I think we got this, and I picked May. And
shit, I said Stafford, but I don't think it is. It's got to be May.
It was last week. He went nuts. I'm going to go
back
May.
to back for me. 16 and 17. I have Drake May one spot higher. I'll go Drake May.
Yeah, I'll go Drake May, and that's just the rushing upside.
I like the rushing floor. Yep.
This is Richardson for me.
Yeah.
Tua's got it tough in today against New England's secondary.
Not overly close, in my opinion, but I understand why people ask the questions.
I don't know what this is. A Gus.
I don't either. What did Cody ask us before? With Allen on bye and Purdy out, should I go Geno, May, or Richardson? Reed or Ridley? Or maybe it's Reed, Ridley, or Gus Edwards?
Either way, it'd be Reed. I don't know. Maybe it was an accidental typo.
Both.
He's got a question later that he must have started typing. We'll get to it.
There you go.
Non-PPR, Goddard or Disley?
I think you got to go Goddard here based on
non-PPR.
targets.
I'm going Goddard. Man, PPR.
I think they could both.
Disley might be the one I like there.
Maybe. I think they're both like 5 to 6 for 60, and one of them might score, right? But I just think Goddard has a better chance to score.
Non-PPR, Waddle or Christian Watson?
Waddle.
Yeah, Waddle this week. I think Waddle's in for a decent week with.
Is Gonzalez playing?
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure he is. I didn't see anything him being out. I feel like I would have got.
I just saw he missed some practice. He's got some kind of hip thing going on. He's tired of carrying your defense. It's hard on his back.
Yeah. Poor guy. And they did well last week. Or wait, no, the week before. Last week they did terrible.
Who'd you play last week?
The Rams, and they scored like 4 freaking passing touchdowns.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Rams are kind of good at that.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Good luck to all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Kevin asks, "Sup, fellas? With Goff as my QB, do I start JMO or Evans in PPR?" This is Mike Evans. This is Mike Evans.
Yeah, I think Mike Evans goes crazy today.
Yeah, I got him starting in some leagues for sure. Here it is. A guy you probably don't remember. My question from last week, trying to upgrade a wide receiver. I was not able to move Pacheco, but I did trade Laporta for Sutton and Jonnu Smith. And I still have Njoku.
I like that.
I think Jonnu might be a better option than Laporta the rest of the season.
I think Jonnu's the new Waddle in Miami. I think that's why we've seen Waddle kind of fall off the cliff this year. It seems to be Jonnu's falling in.
Another guy that might have a decent game. And you got another guy that might have a decent game today. They're going to probably try and take away Tyreek Hill if they can. So we'll see.
Yeah, and
it's hard to guess.
Sutton's on a heater, right? Him and Nix have kind of joined together to be really productive as they both heated up in this latter part of the first half into the second half of the season. So, yeah, man, I don't mind that trade at all. Good for you, Cody. That's good. I like it.
And Sutton has been a solid flex option. So.
Exactly.
Darnold, Geno, or Anthony Richardson?
Anthony Richardson, Geno, Darnold is how I have it ranked.
Yep. Same.
Tough one for Darnold this week. Chicago's legit.
Good morning. Mini bye weeks and soft start by Pickens for me. Looking for advice on 2 flex and 1 tight end. Juwan Jennings Lad McConkey, Josh Downs, Rico Dowdle, Disley, and Jonnu. So let's go with the tight end first. Which tight end are you going over Disley and Jonnu? I'm going Jonnu.
I am too.
I like both options a lot. Now we get to the harder part, 2 flex.
Downs is one of them.
I'm going Downs and Jennings.
I'm going to go McConkey and Downs.
You're really scared about Braylon Allen for Juwan.
I think it impacts him considerably, and McConkey
I think you're right. I just don't want you to be.
The only concern I have is McConkey is questionable, and it is Monday night. So if you started off your week soft with Pickens, as you say, and you're struggling with buys, you might want to be a little bit safer, depending on what your projections of your week look like, and go with Jennings because we know he's going to play today. And McConkey, I think he plays, but he might not on Monday. He's questionable, but usually questionable guys go. So
typically, yeah. Sup, guys? Need help to start 2 wide receiver non-PPR. Hopkins, Marvin Harrison, JSN, DJ Moore. Does the rain in Seattle affect the players like Murray and wide receivers?
A little bit, but the wind hurts you more than anything in weather, and it's only a 6-mile-an-hour wind in Seattle, which is a pleasant day there. So
yeah, if it's not a downpour, it's definitely not a concern.
60% chance of rain, 46 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not that bad. Not for Seattle. It might be a little bit shitty for Arizona. They don't usually have weather like that, but I think it'd be okay there. I'd have a hard time getting away from JSN here, like a seriously really hard time getting away from him when I get to pick 2 of these wide receivers.
He's my number 1.
Mine too. And the second one's a little bit more interesting. It's probably DJ Moore this week, but Marvin Harrison Jr. interests me a lot this week too. That weather does give me a bit of pause, but yeah, I'll go JSN and DJ Moore here.
It's JSN and DJ Moore for me as well. I think those 2 guys get the most targets here.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
No problem, Eric.
Always.
Don't think us yet. You might want to say you might want to wait until the results happen.
No,
he was the flex one of Dobbs or Thielen, and we both went different options.
Oh, wow. Trust your gut, Eric. We don't know what the hell we're talking about sometimes.
Is it worth dropping Darnold for Geno, Richardson, or May? I would drop Darnold for all 3 of those guys, but I would do it for Richardson. Richardson would be the guy I take.
Why are all these quarterbacks on the waiver wire? I would
1 QB, 10-man, probably.
It's got to be 8-man with those quarterbacks on by.
Maybe,
I would drop him for both Richardson and shit. I might drop him for all 3 of them.
That's what I said. I'll take all 3 of them.
But Rich, I'm exactly as Bryce. Drop him as much as I love my quarterback. Drop him, but I'm picking up Anthony Richardson fairly easily here.
Yep.
2
wide receivers. Oh, I think that's what we did anyway. Oh, was he talking about a super chat?
Yeah. So 2 wide receivers.
Okay, so we might give him the same answers then, because then I'm going Moore and Metcalf.
Give us our $3 back then. We were really funding that. Okay, so really fast here to recap. Bowers is our tight end.
Yeah, Jacobs is our running back.
Yeah.
You went Metcalf, I went Moore. But if it's two wide receivers, then it's
Metcalf and Moore.
Metcalf and Moore. Yeah.
So it's the 2 wide receivers are DJ Moore and DK Metcalf. The running back is Josh Jacobs, and the tight end is Brock Bowers.
Yep.
Yeah, we nailed it.
Now we're on the same page.
Yeah.
It's when you add a flex there, it gets different. Good morning, gents. Roshan Johnson or Trey Benson?
Funny you should ask. Until I made that Kareem Hunt trade, that was my options at running back this week in that league. Neither one are great here. Trey Benson has looked way better lately.
Yeah, they're going to start giving him more looks, I think.
Roshan has been more involved, coinciding with Swift's groin ailment. I don't love the matchup against Minnesota because we are a good run defense. I would lean Trey Benson here with, honestly, I'd have no expectation of either one of these running backs. But this is the type of situation that I think a lot of people are in with 6 teams on bye and injuries and everything else. So I'll go Benson and hopefully he gets a little bit more piece of the pie.
Yeah, I thought we were going to have more questions like this today, but not very many. Maybe we just
everybody in here's got good teams for some reason.
Yeah, I do have one league where I've got like if you look at my bench, I think I've got 3 dudes on my bench that are not on bye. I am starting Trey Benson in one of those leagues today, and I don't feel that bad about it.
Jalen Coker's inactive for Carolina.
Does that change your Thielen or Doubs?
It's definitely Thielen now.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, we helped you, Eric. You're welcome.
I feel better. I traded Coker this week for a quarterback that's not going to play. So thanks for looking up for me.
This is Anthony Richardson.
Yep.
There we go. This is what I like to see. Thank you, Ronald. Abdullah or Rico Dowdle?
Dowdle.
Abdullah.
Come on.
I think he's going to be in for 70% of the snaps today, and he, out of the 3 running backs or the
he's going to be the third down. I think he's their third down back.
He's set to be their starter.
Yeah, but I think Laube handles the mail in terms of rushing.
I don't know. I think that that team could be behind today, and Abdullah sees majority of the touches.
Over under Amir Abdullah has 49.5 more rushing yards than me this week.
What about total yards? Total yards, I might take the over for Abdullah. I think he gets involved in the pass game today.
Who do they play? Not that I care, but who
is it? The Broncos? I think it's the Broncos.
That's even worse.
That's good for PPR backs.
It is Denver. No.
Yeah. PPR backs, it doesn't matter the matchup for run defenses as much. And besides, Denver's been soft against running backs this year. They have been soft against running backs. Yeah. Okay. I think they're ranked like 22nd against fantasy running backs.
So I was thinking earlier this morning, we haven't had very many $5 bets this year. I think we've had one, and I don't even remember what it was, but I will bet you $5 that Rico Dowdle scores more fantasy points.
We can do that. Rico Dowdle and Amir Abdullah. I don't even have my notebook out, but
you don't even need the notebook anymore.
I would remember that one.
I will screenshot this.
Yeah. Abdullah.
Now, that being said, I am starting Amir Abdullah in one league this week. So
I'm trying to get him. I got my waivers processed in 21 minutes, so hopefully I get him to start. Who's my wide receiver 2 in flex? I got Jefferson as my wide receiver 1. Bench is Jawan Jennings, Ramondre Stevenson, Josh Downs, Xavier Worthy, Ricky Pearsall, Nick Westbrook-Ikine, or Jacoby Myers. My tight end is Kittle. So we need a wide receiver and a flex.
You want to remove guys? Is that easier?
Yeah, Ricky Pearsall, Nick Westbrook-Ikine. I'm removing Jacoby Myers today against the Chiefs. Chiefs. Or no, Denver. Yeah, sorry. Denver, yes. I'm removing Xavier Worthy.
I think I'm flexing Ramondre.
I am flexing Ramondre. And then I am putting
Who's my second wide receiver? I think it's Josh Downs for me.
I think it's Josh Downs. Yep. I will go with Josh Downs over Jawan Jennings.
Yep.
Who should I drop on my bench for Xavier Worthy? Nick Westbrook-Ikine or Ricky Pearsall?
Should I drop for Xavier Worthy?
Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
I think.
I don't know if I would take any of those guys over what you have.
If I'm like, oh my God, I got to win this week.
Hey, by the way, Hill, you were crapping on him last week, and he goes nuclear. That was so funny.
So every once in a while, I'll watch our show back just to see how we did. And I was watching some of it last week, and I was like, oh my God, because I was basically telling you he was the biggest piece of shit in the world. And I think
he goes insane.
And I played him against him in 3 leagues, and he put up over 50 on me.
Oh my gosh.
Never mind.
I was just watching the box score, and I'm like, oh my God, Alvin Kamara can't score a fucking touchdown. And it's just, he's scoring everywhere. Catching balls.
I'm like, are you serious? Like,
it's insane. But I don't know if I'm dropping any of those guys to pick up any of those guys, to be honest.
I think where Juan Pena Jr. is sitting here is he's got to fill his lineup, or he needs somebody who's got to score, like he's got to win, right? So, no groceries today.
No groceries, but she's running around.
Nice. I'm dropping MVS for Worthy. That's what I would do. If I have to get some in my lineup this week and I want to win, I would have Worthy ahead of Akine and Pearsall, and Valdez-Scantling is the biggest boom bust guy of your bench. You don't want to drop Jennings. You can't trust Taysom Hill. He's amazing. Mooney and Myers, I'm not dropping those guys. So, well, hang on a second.
You don't have to because we
just put Jacoby Myers. Just put Jacoby Myers in your lineup and keep everybody.
Don't even have to do that because we chose Ramondre and Josh Downs. He's got them already on his team, so he doesn't have to pick up any of these guys.
I didn't realize they were the same question.
That's what I'm thinking. He probably took his bench and then put like the top waiver selections as options.
I gotcha.
And I wouldn't
do nothing.
Any of it.
Do nothing.
Nope. Yeah. I kind of like Marquez Valdez-Scantling moving forward this season. I don't think it doesn't make any sense for Chris Olave to suit up again this year, to be honest.
It doesn't. And what I like about MVS is Derek Carr's going to throw the ball, take a deep shot,
like he did with Rashid Shaheed.
4 or 5 times a game, and all it takes is one. Right?
And you said that last week, and he did it again. So,
see, I get some stuff right. The best line
we got shouted out on Facebook for it, like right after it happened.
I know because the best line I had when I was watching it back last week, as I said, Taysom Hill is not coming off. Or Derek Carr's not coming off the field, so Taysom Hill can play quarterback. And then I turn my TV on. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So
Taysom Hill's running it as quarterback. Yeah.
Horrible take last week. So
I said, I think he might be a top 5 guy moving forward.
Yeah, and I'm like, you're an idiot. Shut up.
Yeah, he goes nuclear. Taysom Hill at this point to me is almost an automatic start.
He has to be. And when
tight end or even flex.
Well, when you think about it, what the hell else are they going to do?
This dude is
no
Mr.
wide
Football.
Receivers. They have
He's
no wide
Mr.
receivers.
Football.
I hate him so much, but
I hate him as a fantasy guy, like having other people on that team fantasy wise. But man, he's probably just such a cool dude. Like that is your prototypical. He's a football player. Like
I still want to hang out with Mac. I still want to hang out with Matt Collins.
Yeah, that dude. You might need some devil's lettuce to hang out with him. It seems like
I've done worse.
Dobbins or Jamal Williams as flex.
Okay, so maybe we mean Javonte Williams because
I got to be because Jamal Williams wouldn't be an option.
I think he's hurt. Plus, no. Well, number one, he's on bye.
He's on bye.
He's the Saints' third running back who's hurt and on bye. So
let's say this is Javonte.
Yeah, and it's still Dobbins for me.
Yeah, it's Dobbins. Yeah,
I think it's Dobbins over every Williams running back in the football.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Ertz or Kittle?
Kittle for me. I do like Ertz against Dallas, though.
Man.
But Kittle.
Okay. Jacobs or McConkey at flex? That's Josh Jacobs. It's Josh Jacobs.
I think it has to be. Yeah. I do love Lad McConkey, but that's Josh Jacobs.
Bo Nix or Murray?
Kyler.
I'm going Bo Nix.
I don't blame you, but I got Kyler. What do I got him? A couple of spots higher. I think I have Kyler at 4 this week.
I've got a decent amount of both of those guys.
Yeah, honestly. I have Kyler at 4 and Nix at 8. So obviously I like them both, but yeah, Kyler a little bit better.
And Johnny helps us out, and it looks like we're going Nix because he agreed with me.
Well, he's half right.
Yeah. Yo, Tua or Geno this week?
Geno.
Also, Hubbard or Downs? This is a good one.
Oh, this is a good one. I'm going to my flex rankings for the first time of the day.
I think this one goes Downs for me.
Downs, 45. Hubbard.
Do you start Jaden Daniels over Bo Nix this week?
I'm Chuba Hubbard here. It's close though. Do I start who over who?
Do you start Jaden Daniels or Bo Nix this week?
Daniels. Daniels is my number 2 this week. Nope, sorry, 3. Lamar, 1. Jalen Hurts, 2. Jaden Daniels, 3. Dallas sucks, dude. And the best thing too is those teams hate each other. So the Commanders will stick their foot on their throat. They won't let up. Mm-hmm. Dan Quinn revenge game, like everything. Everything in that game leads to Washington just kicking the tar out of Dallas. So
what about?
I don't want to be too overconfident because didn't like Taysom Hill last week. So
I'm skipping all of our people's questions. You start Dylan Laube, whatever.
Yeah,
Laube over Ricky Pearsall. I am
probably.
I got no choice. Geesh.
Probably.
Yeah, I went Downs there. You went Downs as well, correct?
I went Herbert. Hubbard.
Or
Sorry.
Hubbard? Oh,
very close,
okay.
though.
You know what? I'll switch. I was on Hubbard earlier. I'll go Hubbard. I'll make it easy for you. Super. That's close for me. I always keep forgetting Anthony Richardson's still throwing the ball. So
it's been okay with Richardson.
Yeah, not bad.
Okay. Not as
bad.
good as he was.
If it was Flacco, I would probably be Downs easily, but
it would be Downs and nobody else because Flacco was terrible, but he was good with Josh Downs.
Yep.
So, what are you gonna do?
Ertz, Goddard, or Jonnu this week? Rest of the season, who would you have as well?
I probably have Goddard highest this week, and I know that I do already.
It's Goddard this week. Rest of the season, Jonnu.
I think it is.
Yep.
Yeah, I have Goddard way up there this week. Man. They're all top 13 for me this week. Goddard highest, then Jonnu, really then Ertz. But yes, I do think I would be.
This is like kind of the first year that like there's a lot of really good options at tight end. I feel like there's just a bunch of guys that have just like I feel like all have double digit. Like
the problem is they only
averages.
do it every once in a while. Like I don't think there's been guys averaging double digit. Like historically, since I've been studying fantasy results back to the year 2000, like 9.5 PPR points a week typically gets you into the top 12 at tight end. I don't think it's changed much this week, but there's guys like Will Dissly coming out of nowhere, Jonnu Smith coming back. You know, there's definitely Ertz literally gets almost 100% of the tight end targets in Washington.
I think his career's not revived, but he's having like what do you call that?
I don't know, resurgence. I don't know.
No,
I thought Ben would be
Twilight. Like he's in the twilight of his career, having like a.
Yeah, like I thought Sinnott would be okay, and he's basically going to go.
Not even used. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good guy to keep on the taxi, that's for sure, though. I like him for that. Juan Pena Jr. asks, who should I keep? This is easily Mayfield for me.
Absolutely. Especially with Evans back now.
Thank you, Steven. We try.
Thanks, man. Really appreciate you being here.
What was his question? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know. We probably got it right, though. Yeah.
I can't find it. You could try.
I'm looking. You keep going.
What's up, fellas? Debo or Tracy? This is Tracy for me.
Yeah. Steven was this.
Oh, gotcha.
Sorry, I just screwed you up, I think.
No, you're good. I'm right here. Hit the like. Follow Johnny. Thank you. Johnny 22 Bear Down says hit the like button, guys. Yes, hit that.
Yeah, subscribe, notification bell, all that fun stuff.
We are live every Sunday morning until the season, like the fantasy season ends.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we went into the playoffs last year. We were giving people advice on their championship
we'll do that
lineups.
too.
Yeah.
I got
streams are usually shorter. I think like championship week we started at
an hour.
Yeah, we did at noon to 1. So once we get into the playoffs and like in theory, a lot of people that join the stream, especially if they're only in like maybe 1 or 2 leagues that didn't make the playoffs, well, they got no fantasy questions. So why would they come into the stream anymore?
Because we're awesome.
Yeah, I guess. Ask questions. Just ask questions about their
maybe they just
consolation, their consolation brackets. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe people just want to watch.
I get salty. I don't even look at the consolation brackets. But
I don't even play.
But we typically get a lot less questions, a lot less viewers, which is fine. So we usually get shorten up the stream to just an hour instead of the 2 that we do. So that'll be coming here in probably a couple of weeks. I think fantasy playoffs start week 14 for most leagues nowadays. It's 14, 15, 14 or no, right? Or no, fantasy playoffs are 15, 16, 17. So for the regular season. So coming up soon. And he went Tracy as well with us. Would you drop Downs to pick up JSN, Ridley, or McConkey? I would drop Downs to pick up JSN in a heartbeat. Yes.
That's the only
one.
Why
is JSN on the freaking waiver wire? That is so insane.
Why is Ridley and McConkey on the waiver wire? And don't you have somebody? It has
to be like an 8-man or something. What is going on?
Don't you have someone that you could drop and keep Downs?
If he's got an 8-man league, there's definitely a possibility Downs is your worst player on your team for sure.
That's crazy.
JSN being on the waiver wire though after the last 2 weeks or whatever is insane to me.
Yeah, I agree with that. And McConkey had a good game last week too.
The insight is what I'm here for. I'm always making my own decisions in the end, but hearing different opinions. That's what I always do. I do the same. This is the same thing I do for trades. Like no matter what, like even if someone gives me advice, I might still go with what I wanted to do, which is accept it, even if like I'll take the other side. But it's like get maybe some context or things you weren't thinking about that get mentioned are really always a good way to get advice. And if you guys aren't in our Facebook page, Roto Heat Dynasty Fantasy Football, like you can get in that and ask questions. We do trade questions, anything on there. People are always creating polls and things like that. If you're looking for more leagues to join and things, there's plenty of stuff to go in there. Just if you ever do ask questions in there, give as much context as you can, because that's going to give you the best results for that, for those polls and things like that. So,
yep.
Thank you. At least we both switched to Thielen for his question. So definitely in for a lot of targets today. Honestly, I don't think him and Xavier Legette are bad options with how many bye weeks are this week. So
they're low end dart throw flex plays. Sure.
Yeah. Well, I've got Xavier Legette in today for
so
league. Yep.
I traded.
And I don't hit it. Like there's way worse options.
I'm rebuilding a team and I had Thielen on it, so I threw him away for a fourth because I figured I'd probably just drop him in the offseason when he retires anyway. So
yeah, it's one of those leagues where I've got Kamara, Breece Hall, Amari Cooper, Garrett Wilson all on bye. So
there's a lot of. It's not so much the teams that are or the number of teams that are on bye, but there's a lot of fantasy talent on bye this week, like with Atlanta on bye and New Orleans on bye.
Mm-hmm.
It's and then we got no buys next week. And then we got 6 again in week 14. So have fun.
Ouch.
Daniels for me.
Rico Dowdle. Oh. Who did we choose? What?
That's the $5 bet, right? Dowdle against Jahmyr Abdullah.
Oh my gosh. You know what, Ronald? I hope you loot. No, I'm just kidding. I hope it ends up good for you now. But I think maybe because I have to start Jahmyr Abdullah and not Rico Dowdle is why I'm maybe leaning that way. I'm trying to speak it into existence. Good morning, fellas. Kyler Murray or Jaden Daniels? Daniels hasn't been the same since his rib injury, and now I'm thinking against Dallas, he might be a RB type of game. Thoughts? Need a victory, guys.
So Diggs is out for the Cowboys this week. Terry McLaurin was shut down last week.
There's some rain for Arizona, potentially.
I think you're going to want to see the Commanders get McLaurin going, so he's going to need Daniels to do that. I don't dislike either one of these quarterbacks. Like you're talking about my 3rd and 4th ranked quarterbacks this week. Kyler is a tad inconsistent because Arizona wants to run the football first and foremost, right? So they're going to do that with Connor, and they're going to do that to a lesser extent with Trey Benson. Kyler needs to run some for you, which he probably will. And I think he'll be fine this week. Like I said, he's my 4th ranked quarterback. But Kyler's had some single-digit PPR point games in wins this year for Arizona because of how they've run the football. And then he gets down to the goal line, and they run it in. So I just think Daniels is going to – and the Commanders are going to want to kick the tar out of Dallas this week. And Dallas stinks. Like, they give up so many points. Their best corner arguably is Diggs, and he's out. I'm Daniels here. It's not a wide margin, but I'm Daniels over Murray.
Yeah, Washington kind of is in must wins for the rest of the season for the sense of maybe they want to try and get a first round bye. I mean, the Eagles now got a pretty commanding lead over that division, but it's not impossible for them to work their way back into it. I think they play again later this year, if I'm not mistaken.
You're not getting a bye unless you finish first because only one team gets a bye now, and no one's catching Detroit. But they want to win they want to win their division 100%.
Well, true. Detroit's got 2 losses, right?
1.
Oh, Detroit's only lost once?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Yeah,
and I'm not sure they're going to lose again.
But
I'm
the
not sure they're going to
2
lose again.
The 2 seed gets a home field advantage all the way until the championship game, potentially.
Totally.
So,
like, you still want to win your division. Even if you're the 4th seed, you want to win your division.
Yep. So the Eagles right now got a 2-game, 1.5-game lead, I guess, because technically they play each other again. I don't know how that would work, but the Eagles got a tough schedule going ahead. They got the Rams today. That's no easy game. They got the Ravens the following week. They got the Steelers later in the season. They got the Commanders again. Those are the next tough 4 games for them. It's
That
not
is
impossible
correct.
for them to win that division still. So they need to
Dallas-
get Daniels going again because Daniels has been pretty pedestrian the last like 3 or 4 weeks.
And I think Pedro nails it here. He hasn't been the same since his rib injury, but I think we're going to see Jaden Daniels as a phoenix rising from the ashes today in another 30-point fantasy game.
Yeah, and the problem is 2 of those last 3 or 4 weeks they've had 3 rushing touchdowns and none of them were him. In a game, three rushing touchdowns in a game, and none of them were him.
He hasn't been running because he doesn't want to take a hit. Right?
Yeah, Austin Eckler has been running touchdowns. Brian Robinson's been running touchdowns. Jeremy McNichols has been rushing touchdowns. So he's getting a lot of vulture. I mean, we shouldn't say they're vultures because that's where running backs are supposed to score. But he just hasn't been getting that. He's for a guy that's supposed to be a big rushing upside quarterback. He hasn't been giving you any points running the ball.
He hasn't.
Yeah. And I don't know if they are saving his ribs or things like that, but he's going to have to run the ball eventually
Today's the day,
especially in the real playoffs. So it's like they need to kind of acclimate him a little bit to getting hit some. I think he gets more involved in their rushing game moving forward the rest of this season. They got to get some momentum.
I think he throws for at least 2 and runs 1 in today. I think he'll be in on 3 touchdowns.
I'm doing Jaden Daniels. Hey, I'm a bit hesitant going into the playoffs. Who would you rather have? Mark, you're going into the playoffs? Oh,
it's probably
like maybe
there, right?
going into them. Yeah, Mark Andrews or Evan Ingram. I will go with Evan Ingram.
I will too.
Yeah.
The one thing
demands more targets.
Max Jones loves the tight end, right?
Yeah.
Like that's all he can really do. So,
Andrews they don't play. He doesn't play today. I should say.
No, he doesn't.
He
doesn't. So this week, obviously, it's Andrews, but I think
rest of the season. Yeah,
rest of the seasons it's Ingram, and I don't think Trevor Lawrence is coming back. So,
Mac Jones definitely likes the tight end.
It's just so many weapons for Lamar in Baltimore. I'll go Evans.
Yep, I'll go Evans rest of the season too. Ingram rest of the season too. He just gets so many more targets. A Westbrook Akine is boom or bust, but he has a TD 5 out of the last 6 weeks. He does.
He scored a 98-yarder against my Vikings, and I was sitting there going, "What is happening?"
Yeah.
So if he scores that touchdown, you're good. If he doesn't, you're not. And I get it. That's the definition of boom bust, but I don't want him.
Yep. Texas D or Tampa D? Expecting top 10 from Tampa D rest of season.
Tampa D at 6.
Yeah.
Texans at 3. I'm going to start the Texans D against Tennessee over the Bucs today.
I'll go with you there. I don't really pay too much attention. I just like to look at matchups and who do I think gets the most sacks.
They are both top 6 defenses for me this week. Good choices.
Hunt or Javonte Williams? It's Hunt for me.
I just traded for him. It's got to be Hunt.
Yep. Hubbard or Jacobs? Josh Jacobs.
Yep.
Pick 2, PPR, Vele, Douglas, Daubs, Estime. This is what I like to see. Nick the Kick, 17. This guy's decimated by weeks.
Nick the Kick. That's an awesome handle.
Douglas, Dobbs.
Vele and Dobbs for me.
Fair enough. Half PPR, need 2 wide receivers. Downs, Odudze, Neighbors, Dell, and Addison. Downs and Neighbors for me. Kind of easily.
Yep.
Yeah, rather easily.
I think Odunze might have a good game today, but not over the other guys.
I'm still here and in the playoffs in all 5 of my leagues, even though only 1 is a lock. Okay, so he's right now he's in the playoff picture. Is what I
am not in all of my leagues, but some I'm okay. But good
I
for
am
you,
in almost. There's 2 fringe teams. I'm there on the fringe. I've got to get kind of a win streak going on one of them, but my team is good enough. It's just bad luck.
I just paid $800 in Fab for Braden Allen. Did your waivers go through? Did you get your boy?
Thank you for asking. Thank you for reminding me. Let me see. while I'm looking, Marvin Harrison Jr. or Trey McBride?
McBride.
Let's see here. It is McBride for me as well. Hey, good morning, guys. I got lots of options for my flex. Tracy, Ladd, Aaron Jones. My starting running backs are Bucky and David. My wide receivers are St. Brown. Yeah, St. Brown, A.J. Brown, and my QB is Baker.
All right, so you're in good shape with Baker at quarterback, A.J. and Amon-Ra at wide receiver. Bucky Irving, I love. David Montgomery seems to score every week. That's really good. So we got to find you a flex between Tyron Tracy, Ladd McConkey, and Aaron Jones. I think I'm on Aaron Jones here over Tracy, and I'd have them probably both over Ladd McConkey, I think, this week.
Yeah. This is Tyron Tracy for me.
Okay. I can't really fight that. I was sort of down on Aaron Jones earlier.
I feel like I would have Bucky Irving below Tracy and Aaron Jones.
They are literally back-to-back in my rankings, Jones and Tracy, 20 and 21.
You know what?
Actually, I have Bucky at 23.
I'm going to take Bucky out, and I'm going to put Tracy in at my 2 and Aaron Jones at my flex.
That's what my rankings say to do, too, so I agree.
But you're doing technically Jones is your 2 and Tracy is your flex?
Technically, yeah.
Yep. I started Hawkinson last week. Wanted to give him snaps underneath him, so I gave Bowers the week off. Going to be starting Bowers this week, though. Still won my week by 15 points. Whew,
Glad you won.
You put in Hawkinson over Bowers. That took some friggin' ball holes. Bowers is clear cut number 1 tight end for me moving forward.
Where's Bowers get drafted in a startup next year? Non-tight end premium. Take him in the first 2 rounds? Dynasty? You take him in the first 2 rounds?
Not round 1. Probably like late super flex.
1 QB.
Oh wow! I honestly haven't played in one of those leagues. I'm not in one like
super
that.
Flex.
Super flex. He's definitely a later round 2 pick. Probably.
I think he's a top 24 startup guy
for sure.
And I think he might even be a late round around the turn in 1 QB. But Hawkinson, Minnesota's really easing TJ Hawkinson back in. Like his snap percentage has been quite low. He runs a route every time he's on the field, which is a good thing. But they're easing him back in. I think he might be a little bit more involved this week with Josh Oliver being hurt from Minnesota and Johnny Muntz being a guy. But that's some stones to drop Hawkinson in your lineup over Brock Bowers. But I'm glad you won. So that's all I really care about. Next up, brother. Aaron Jones or Rachaad White in half-point PPR?
Man. I'll go with Aaron Jones.
I have Jones a few spots higher.
Yeah, it's close. It's close.
Dude, I'm going to run for a sec. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. This next one's easy for me anyway. The next 2 are, and I think we'd both be on the same page here. We're definitely going to go Daniels over Herbert. Full PPR. We're both kind of on the same track of Daniels having a resurgence game this week and kind of climbing back into the top, 8 options moving forward for the rest of the season because he hasn't been the last 3 to 4 weeks, AJ. So we're going to go Jaden Daniels there for sure. And I'm 99% sure that both of us, Jose, would be on DJ Moore here. DJ Moore now with his new offense has only been 1 week, but he was heavily involved in week 1, and I think we can see that moving forward. And they're against the Vikings today, who are usually a little bit softer against wide receivers. And that, I don't know, that game could be low scoring today, potentially. But even if it is, DJ Moore, I think, gets like 5 to 6 catches with probably close to double-digit targets today. So, I know he'd get DJ Moore as well. Mark, what's up, dude? Hey, fellas, PPR league, need 1 quarterback, 1 wide receiver. Aaron Richardson or Tua, Juwan Jennings or Calvin Ridley. Thanks, guys. Good to hear from you again. Keep up the good work. I don't know about the wide receiver. Okay, here he is. So he could pick that. But I think easily quarterback, both of us would be going Anthony Richardson. I'm starting to think that he purposely misspells their names for us. You're muted, I think.
Yes, I was. I am. You're correct. I am agreed with everything that you said while I wasn't on camera. I heard it all. That would be DJ Moore over Roma Dunze. So Mark, I do think likes to play with you since you called that out last week. So he's probably spelling things incorrectly on purpose.
Fair enough.
So Donald Richardson versus Tua. It's Richardson. It's Anthony Richardson, Donald Richardson, and Timmy Richardson over Tua this week. It's Ridley over Jennings for me as well. I'm genuinely thinking that the Niners are going to try to run the ball about 40 times today. Which is why I just spent $800. That's why I spent $800 on.
Did I go? I think I went Jawan Jennings over Calvin earlier, so I'll stick.
Yeah, you're a little bit more optimistic.
It's close. It's close for me. It's close for me.
I love Jawan Jennings. I just don't like his situation.
Here we go. Jonathan Brooks, Amir Abdullah, or Sam Laporta in the flex.
Wow. I'm flexing Laporta out of these three options. Tough matchup for Carolina's backfield. Amir Abdullah, last time I checked, is still Amir Abdullah. And Sam Laporta, he could easily score a touchdown and get 2 to 3 catches for 60 yards today. So it's Laporta here for me.
I will go Amir Abdullah. I just think he gets like 4 or 5 catches out of the backfield. Maybe only 20 yards.
What do you think Sam Laporta gets?
That's not including any of his rushing attempts.
Oh, God.
I think he might get like 10 to 12 rushing attempts as well. I think Amir Abdullah touches the ball 15 times today.
So you think Amir Abdullah is like flex-worthy this week?
I think he is flex-worthy this week and only this week.
Right.
Yes.
Unless White and Madison don't come back, maybe he's flex-worthy a little bit longer.
Potentially, yeah. I think we get clarity on that today, but yeah, I think so. I just think I think he's going to be utilized very heavily out of the backfield today. I think Pat Surtain is going to probably shut down Jacoby Myers. I don't know how much better the other receivers are going to do against that Broncos secondary. Brock Bowers is going to get his, and it's like after that, where are they going to throw the ball when they're probably inevitably going to have to throw the ball? And I think that's going to be the running back. I think there's going to be a lot of checkdowns today. I think the matchup favors Amir Abdullah.
I think Bowers could have close to 20 targets today.
That would be awesome. I've got so much Brock Bowers. I'm so glad I drafted him. When I drafted him in the Superflex, I thought it was a tight end premium. I didn't even know. And
it doesn't even. The beautiful thing is, it
didn't even matter.
Right?
I know. It's awesome.
I play in those Roto Heat bonus leagues where, like, Bowers got me 50 points last week. I took him. I think I got him 6th in the rookie.
I got Amir Abdullah on the waivers. I don't know why it takes so long for them to process, though. Jeez.
Well, it's because they wanted to double check to make sure you actually wanted to pick up Amir Abdullah.
I got both Raiders running backs, and I'm starting Amir.
Overlapping. Yeah. I don't hate that. I don't like it either. But yeah, way too much talk about the Raiders' backfield today.
Jonathan Brooks, even with this bye week, and they'd have to be super rare occasion. I don't think he's startable at all.
I don't think so.
This dude could get 5 touches this week, and they could all 5 be rushing attempts. There's just no way.
He might get a little run later on when Kansas City's up by like 20, but I don't think I want to bank on that. It's Laporta here, easy for me.
Yep, it did clarify it was PPR, which makes it the same. It doesn't change anything for me.
PPR for Sam Laporta too.
Yeah, that's true. I can't. Oh man, I should have put Amir Abdullah to score a touchdown. Let me see if I can change.
You can do that.
I could drive. Let me see if I can cash my bet in for my $10 back and add Amir Abdullah to score on there. Would go Hubbard or McConkey at flex this week?
I think we had this question or something similar. No, it was Hubbard or Downs, I think was the question, or Hubbard or Reed was the question. I was Chuba Hubbard. So I'll still be Chuba Hubbard here. I hate his matchup. I hate everything about it. But I still think volume-wise, he's going to get – Chuba Hubbard's been really good at breaking tackles this year. He'll be okay.
Amir Abdullah is actually kind of high to score a touchdown this week.
You're going to love the next question.
Yeah, it's easy for me. Abdullah, Singletary, Benson.
Who are you? Did you answer the last one, Hubbard or McConkey?
I'm sorry, Hubbard for me. Did you go Hubbard? Yeah,
I did. Yeah,
with the questionable tag for Monday night makes it easier too.
Exactly.
Abdullah, Singletary, or Benson. This is Abdullah for me.
All right, so we're an hour and 10 minutes in. We finally hit the Amir Abdullah threshold line for me. Yeah, it's Abdullah here, but this is gross. And good luck, Dyke. I think it's a tough one. Are you Hurts or Daniels this week?
I can't bench Jalen Hurts.
These are my quarterback 2 and 3. I don't know if your trade deadline has happened yet, and if this is a 1 QB league, please trade a quarterback. But if I had to pick, I'm Jalen Hurts.
Just seen Aaron Jones getting old and Akers getting 18 snaps. But yeah, y'all right. I appreciate the suggestion. Yeah, Cam Akers just won't go away, right? He's just a guy that just keeps hanging around and being relevant for no reason.
He's been remotely decent for Minnesota. And
I know.
Like I was saying before, Aaron Jones has been struggling. Like he's looked terrible. And then they bring Akers in and he rips off a 7 or 8 yard run. And you're like, interesting. So I still like Aaron Jones, but Cam Akers is way more involved than I ever thought he would be.
Cut to in what order? Mike Williams, Coker, Braylon, Benson, Corum.
Cut Corum and Braylon.
Yeah, if this is any redraft,
it has to be, right?
For sure. I mean, if it's dynasty,
actually no.
Williams and Coker.
Actually, no. If Kyron gets hurt, Corum's got value. If Breece Hall gets hurt, Braylon has value. Mike Williams has no value regardless. So he's
Coker
gone.
doesn't have much either. I'm cutting the 2 wide receivers.
Yeah, keep your handcuffs.
The other 3 are an injury away from being.
I just hate running backs as a rule.
Asset.
So
yeah,
I'm a big wide receiver fan, and I don't like any other position. So fair enough.
No problem, AJ.
Anytime.
Knicks or Mahomes for QB, and Tyrone Tracy or Dobbins, half-point PPR. It's Knicks for me and Tyrone Tracy for me.
And it's Knicks for me and Dobbins for me. But that's been the theme of the show. Bryce has been higher on Tracy than Dobbins.
Yeah, yep.
But it's Knicks. It's
Knicks
Knicks over
all the work. I'm just taking the dude that gets all the work over the dude that gets half the work.
In what planet would we have had Bo Nix over Patrick Mahomes as decisively as we do at the beginning of the season?
I thought Bo Nix was NFL ready coming out just because he played so long in college. But man, he's playing a lot better than I thought he would with the talent that he has. I thought he was going to be struggling bad. I thought he'd be like a Trevor Lawrence year 1. That's what I was expecting.
I'm starting to buy into these experienced college quarterbacks, right? Like I had high hopes for Trey. I had high hopes for Trey Lance. No experience, crap. I had high hopes for Anthony Richardson. Next, no experience, kind of crappy. So yeah, Joe Burrow is a great example. Bo Nix is another good example. I do firmly believe though that Bo Nix could not have possibly landed in a better spot than he is right now. Like with Sean Payton's offense and getting the ball out quick, and he's really, really come alive. So I'm happy for my Bo Nix shares.
Yep. I'm a big Bo Nix fan. I missed earlier. It was Dobbins or Jamison Williams at flex. We were both on the same pack. Any Williams.
I'm happy to hear that was the mistake because the other Williams shouldn't be on your roster.
Right.
But yeah, I'm still Dobbins. Wide range.
Myers, Worthy, or Leggett? This is a good one. This I will go Jacoby Myers.
I will too.
Yeah. I don't like it. His matchup's really bad today, but last time we thought his matchup was really bad was against the Chiefs, and he found a way into the end zone. So I don't know if Patrick Surtain ever lines up in the flex. Or I'm sorry, the slot with Myers. And that could be the benefit for him. They could put Patrick Surtain on Brock Bowers.
100%. I was just going to say that.
Yeah, why not?
You know who else could be their best running back this week? It could be Brock Bowers. Like when he was in Georgia, they said he could play any position he wants and he'd be the best player on our team, and that included running back. So we'll see. I think he touches the ball 20 times today somehow. I'm giddy with excitement for Brock Bowers this week.
He went nuclear last week too. He and Taysom Hill.
He's freaking great.
Hunt or Connor? Full PPR.
Connor?
Yeah, I'll go with Connor.
Let me look. It's going to be close.
I changed that one. I took the crazy one I had out. I went Tyrone Tracy, Rashad White, Mike Evans, and Amir Abdullah to score a touchdown.
I like it. What's that pay? Like $6,000?
No, $500.
Oh,
yeah. If that paid $6,000, that'd be awesome. But they're all starting running backs, and a top wide receiver coming back. Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped betting because I'm obviously that good at it. I have James Conner at 10 and Kareem Hunt at 12, so it is James Conner for me. But AJ, try to get them both in there if you can, my man. This is probably the last week that Kareem Hunt has got value.
Oh, hold on. We got a super chat.
Okay. We'll come back to Mark then.
You got Mark? Sorry.
We'll come back to Mark.
Thank you. Good luck today. Well, thank you, James.
Thanks, James. Really kind of you. Thank you very much.
You know what he did? I don't think we've answered any of his questions, and he has one. You still at Mark's? Because I got his question right here.
Go.
Hold up.
Yeah.
James asked Knicks or oh,
we did. We just asked. We just answered it.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Awesome.
Go get him, bud. Go get him.
Thank you, sir. Sorry, fellas, not misspelling on purpose. Oh, okay. It messes up.
It'd be way better. It'd be way better if you were.
Yeah, do it. It'd be funnier if it was on purpose.
Make it up.
You should have just owned up. This said, yeah, I'm doing it on purpose.
Yeah, Donald Richardson is awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Just keep messing with us.
It gives us. It forces us to be a little more sharp in the mornings, trying to figure out who we're talking about. Usually, if you get either the first or last, we can figure it out. I like it. Okay, so I only got 3 running backs in one league. Bijan, Etienne on bye. I got Robinson Jr. Need one more. Look at this. Abdullah. Hill.
Justice Hill.
Singletary, Estime, or Charbonnet. This is Abdullah.
I'm going to go to my world-class running back rankings here.
This is easily Abdullah, my friend. Put him in, cash it in. I got it in the parlay to win. I will be all over this stream next week if Abdullah scores a touchdown. I'm going to buy a jersey. I'm not going to buy a jersey, but
holy shit. Here are my running back rankings. At 30, Amir Abdullah. 31, Justice Hill. 33, Zach Charbonnet. 35, Audric Estime. And 40, Devin Singletary. So the correct answer is Amir
Abdullah.
Good luck, Cody.
He's going to go nuts today.
That is a whole bunch of yuck.
God, I wish that game was at 1.
I can't believe Amir Abdullah's 30th in my rankings. That's 6 teams on bye and injuries. That's what you'll get.
He's been in the league for so long. He was drafted by the freaking Lions, too.
He's a Viking, for God's sakes.
Yep. Game day, full PPR, 3 questions, different leagues. All right, let's start with the first one. 1 flex. We're going for upside. Valet, Akine, Shoemaker.
Spoonmaker for me. When Ferguson got hurt last week, he's Dallas's tight end. He got like 12 targets last week.
Did he?
Yeah. I'm gonna double.
Ferguson hurt today? Is Ferguson
out?
He's
out. He's out. Concussion. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I think I'm gonna. I didn't even know this. I didn't even watch that game. It's so ugly. I'll believe you. I'll go with that too. If you're tell me, verify those targets. And
I am right now. I'm working on it.
That is true. I will go there as well. And then we got Baker or Kyler.
Kyler. Either one, though, to be honest.
Man, I think I'm going to go Baker Mayfield today. I see 3 touchdowns for Baker Mayfield today. Dude, he might be my favorite non-Patriot quarterback in the league. He's freaking awesome. That is a dude that's hard not to root for.
Yeah, yeah. Schoonmaker had 10 targets last week.
Yes, give me the tight end then, the Michigan tight end. 1 running back, Akers, Abdullah, Wabe, Gus Bus, Mostert, and then 1 flex, and then a different question: 1 flex, Dobbins, Hopkins, or Dell.
Okay, so the running back might actually be Abdullah again. It's not Akers.
Yeah, Gus Edwards makes it a little bit harder for me.
A little bit of a revenge game. Mostert is finished.
It's revenge game for both running backs there. So I'm going to go Abdullah. Gus Edwards doesn't have hardly any PPR upside.
None. There's none.
So I'm going Abdullah.
I am too. Good God, help me.
That's what I like to hear. And then the flex option: Dobbins, Hopkins, Dell. I'll go with Dobbins.
Dobbins. Yeah. Those are good questions, Dylan. Thanks, man. That was awesome.
That one's hard too. Like it's either Dobbins and Dell are both good options. Theo Johnson or the Jatavion Sanders rest of season?
I'm going to go Sanders. I think Theo Johnson's been better, but I just don't know what we're going to get out of.
We also got a whole new quarterback coming in. So
right. Like, I don't know what we're getting out of Tommy DeVito. I still think
if it was Drew Lock,
it should be Drew Lock. It's driving me crazy.
I think this is a fan start. Like, they're starting Tommy DeVito for the fans here.
I think this might be Drew Lock as early as next week if my gut is what it is. But yeah.
They were calling for Tommy DeVito over Drew Lock in the preseason, like the fans were during preseason games. So I think this start might be to get the fan base a little bit engaged again.
I think the Giants fans like the fact that he's kind of like a mob guy. Like his agent dresses DeVito. Like he's a mob, right?
Yeah, his last name's DeVito. Like he just has all the Italian. Yeah, like
he's as New York gets. So Tommy Cutlets, yeah.
Yep. Dell or Javonte Williams. This is Tank Dell for me.
Yes, me too. But I don't have very high hopes for either one this week.
Taylor, Hubbard, Pollard, or White at flex. If this is Jonathan Taylor, I'll go Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor's been really hurt by Anthony Richardson, but I still have to go with him over these other guys.
His yards per carry are looking pretty good, though.
Yeah, he just gets, again, we said earlier, like Richardson wants those touchdowns. He's killing JT at the goal line.
Last one, Sutton or McConkey, full PPR. This will be Sutton for me.
Yeah, I think I like McConkey a little bit more, but I think with the uncertainty of him being questionable, Sutton's playing well as well. So just go with Sutton. Make it easier on yourself. Not a whole lot of difference, I think.
I was on Sutton last week, and he had himself a nice little game as well. I just think he's got a solid floor with Bo Nix moving forward.
Yeah, and he gets open. He's always been a good wide receiver. So
yeah, he's always been I think he'd be really good as a team's number 2 option. Like if that's what he's best for. Like
the Patriots number 2 with.
He'd be our number 1, unfortunately, if he came over.
No, you're going to get a bunch. You're going to draft that kid, that cornerback wide receiver guy.
I don't want Travis Hunter. I don't.
No?
I want a true wide receiver. I want that dude from. I want the dude from Missouri or the dude from Arizona. I wouldn't be mad about Travis Hunter, but I think Travis Hunter would be.
The dude at Ohio State. What's his name?
Igbuka?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Igbuka. He'll be later first round for sure. I wouldn't mind him either. But I think he'll be the way New England's going to be in the draft. I think we're going to be set up for one of the top wide receivers where I think Travis Hunter should get drafted and play corner majority of the time. And he might come in for certain packages on offense.
Do you think he'd be more a corner than a wide receiver in the NFL?
Yeah, I think he's the best corner in college football for wide receiver, he's probably like a top 10 wide receiver in college football. Dude should be the Heisman. I don't care what people say. I get Gene T's.
Did you see the hit that Shadane Sanders took yesterday?
Oh, Shador, yeah, in the legs.
Shador, sorry.
That was
dirty.
Was
dirty as dirty can get.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Anyway.
12 team, full PPR, flex 1, B-Rob, JT, Ramondre, Dobbins, Juwan Jennings, Waddle, Neighbors. Jeez Louise.
It's between JT and Neighbors for me. And flex 1. What's the rest of your roster look like, Ronnie?
12 team, too. This is JT for me.
With DeVito at quarterback, it's probably JT as well.
Yeah. Brian
Robinson Jr. is very interesting here as well. But yeah, it's probably JT.
Good Lord. Hawkinson or Henry? I'll go Henry here.
I will too. I hope it's Hawkinson. I need him to get going. But Drake May really likes the tight end position. Hey, both both Hooper and Henry have had some weeks. So I think it's a good opportunity for Hunter Henry. You guys play Dolphins? Who do you play?
Yep.
That's a winnable game. You guys got to stop winning.
Patriots are one of those teams that can win every game, but they'll also lose every game by. They can either win some game by like really close or get absolutely annihilated in that same game. I would like to see Drake May with the chance to like win the game on a final drive, not throw an interception though. He's done that twice. Kind of, it's like don't do it on like the second play. Like man, do it later in the drive. Like give me some hope or something.
That's fair.
They just keep trying to force the ball down the field to guys that aren't down the field threats. Trey Benson, Akers, or Mostert. This is, we know it's a shitty situation. I'm in this in some leagues, and the answer for me is Akers.
I'm Trey Benson here.
Yeah, I just think Akers gets the most touches. That's the only reason. I think Akers is the better player. Benson's the better player here.
And that's why I am on Benson, because he's the better player. B, I do think he gets more touches.
Really? Okay. Fair enough.
It'll be Mostert.
No, well, Akers saw like 18 last week. It was crazy.
18?
18 touches, I think, is what Akers had. No. Let me look. I'll look. You answer this one.
You're drunk. Williams, Pittman, or Wandell? It is Pittman for me. Jameson Williams.
So
Michael
he got
Pittman.
12 touches. 12 touches.
That's a ton, actually. He might get that this week, so maybe I am on Akers. Yeah, give me Akers. I agree. Jameson Williams, Pittman, or Wandell?
Pittman.
Me too.
We had this one earlier. Different guy. I went Knicks.
I went Kyler.
I like both options a lot.
100%.
Odunze will be making his season debut with my team today. He's my league winner, and his journey starts now. 7 for 89 and a tutty. Good luck, gentlemen. Vikings win by 13.
I'm fine with all of
What
that.
a stat line. What a stat line.
I'm worried about the Vikings game this week, but I worry about the Vikings game every week. It just feels like 16-13 Bears for some stupid reason. But I like the Vikings by 13, and I have Rome Dunze going in a couple of redraft spots, so he can light it up today for all I care, as long as the Vikings win.
And Kells is coming in with a lot of questions here. Tracy Jr., JMO, QJ. This is Tracy Jr. for me, kind of easy, very easily, by a wide margin.
It's not that wide over Quentin, to be honest, but it is. It's wide, but it's not an easy margin. It's JMO's not even in the conversation here for me. But I'll take Tracy as well.
Here's one. Dobbs, Ricky Pearsall, or Trey Benson in the flex. This is Dobbs for me.
Yeah, I would have it Dobbs, Benson, Pearsall, but I'll go with Dobbs as well.
Pearsall is going to be the answer next year.
Yeah, and maybe later with Purdy coming back, but I just don't have any trust in San Francisco right now, even though I spent $800 at my fab on right now this morning.
That guy that went low on Sanders will be a future Lion player. That's a Dan Campbell guy.
That's a Viking. That's a Vikings fan right there. I love it.
Thanks, guys. No problem.
Welcome,
Mr. Jones. Better full PPR wide receiver start. Juwan Jennings or Xavier Legette? This is Juwan Jennings for me.
I'm worried about Juwan Jennings this week, but I'm not this worried. Juwan Jennings.
Yeah. I'm forced to start Xavier Legette today in one league.
That guy's fun, hey? I love that kid.
He's funny
awesome
to listen to.
Yeah, he's just great.
Rashad White, Juwan Jennings, Chuba Hubbard in the flex. Which one?
Chuba for me.
This is Chuba, then Rashad, then Jennings.
Yep.
I like all these are all solid options.
I don't like Rashad White. I want him to go away.
Will Disley or Otten? I'm not benching Kate Otten.
I do think Kate Otten takes a step back with Mike Evans in the lineup, but not that big a step. And I do like Will Disley. I probably have them ranked very closely together.
Kate Otten, with both of the wide receivers out, was the top 3 tight end moving forward rest of the season. Now with Mike Evans, I think he stays top 5.
I have Otten at 7 and Disley at 9 this week. So obviously I like them both, but I'll go Kate Otten. Yep. Baker's got a ton of trust in him.
He loves Kate Otten. Yeah, that dude's solid. I had that dude as my second tight end, and now he's my first over Dalton Kincaid. I traded Travis Kelce early in the season because I thought it was before Rashee Rice got hurt. I traded Travis Kelce, and it looked like a bad move because I traded him for Dalton Kincaid. I traded him in a third for Dalton Kincaid. And then Kincaid's been kind of crappy this year, but now that Kate Otten has been on my bench all year, and now he's a very comfortable start for me.
It's been great. Reminds me of Gronk.
Yeah. One more. Andrews, Hawkinson, or Kraft, full PPR? Andrews for me. Hawkinson's supposed to be on a limited count.
He's been limited since he's come back. I do think he has the best game of the season today, but I'm still going to go with Andrews.
Ertz or Jonnu?
Jonnu.
I'll go with Jonnu as well. And we're caught up. Thanks, Cody.
Jonnu at 8 this week. Thanks, Cody. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, sir. Oh, 30 minutes to spare. That's plenty of time to get lineups secured. Oh,
another one.
You're doing another league. Oh, got another one.
Another one. Moody's on bye.
Oh, kickers.
Oh, right. I ranked those for some reason.
I will go with your rankings.
Moody at 19. Who's the other one? Myers? At 11. It's Jason Myers.
Yep, sure.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. No questions asked. Let's all root for Amir Abdullah today. We're gonna end it. We're gonna end it a little early.
All hail Amir Abdullah.
Yeah. Better than Rico Dowdle. You will all see today.
I'm at the edge of my seat for this one. This should be fun. One more just came in.
Last one for Trey. Kyler or Herbert? Kyler
for me as well.
Yep, and thank you. If you're typing questions and you don't get it in by the time, join the Facebook page, ask on there.
There you go.
We'll answer.
Yep.
We'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Good luck.
Later.